In this tutorial we're going to take a look at setting up something called automatic transactions. Now first of all, what is an automatic transaction? In RentHQ there's three different ways of entering transactions. One is manually by going to the cash book and entering the transactions one at a time. Another is you can import a bank statement, and alternatively you can use automatic transactions. If you're using the import bank statement method, then you wouldn't want to use automatic transactions as well. You just end up doubling up transactions. If you're doing manual transaction entry, then you might also want to use automatic transactions as well. What automatic transactions does is it's a transaction that occurs on a regular basis. And a perfect example of this is someone who pays rent. Maybe every Tuesday they pay $100 rent or something like that. It happens every week. Every week it's exactly the same, $100 every Tuesday. So what we can do is we can set up the transaction once and just tell the computer to automatically enter that transaction for us once a month. So that's what automatic transactions are. It's really just a quick way of creating transactions that are the same on a regular basis. So I'm going to set one up. We go to functions and then automatic transactions, and I'm going to add a new automatic transaction. Now this is actually just where we do the setup. It's like the template of the transaction. There are four different transaction types we can do. We can do automatic income, which is what I'll be doing, but an example of which is rent that occurs once a week. Automatic expense, so maybe we have an insurance premium that comes out once a month, so we have to pay that once a month. So that would be an automatic expense. An automatic fee, this is something that we charge to our property owners. An example might be we charge our owners a $5 administration fee every month. Automatic extra charge is something that is charged to the tenant, so maybe we charge them an extra $5 a week to cover water rates or something like that. But I'm just going to set up one, and this is because the same principle applies to all four types. I'm going to create automatic income. I'm going to put a description for this, so maybe it's just weekly rent from Mr. Smith, something that I can remember. Enter in an amount, like maybe they pay $100 every 1 week. Alternatively, what I could do is do a daily amount, like I might set $10 a day and maybe set it monthly. So if the month is 31 days, it'll charge them $310. If it's only 28 days in a month, then they'll get charged $280. But in this example, you'd normally use the first one, which is the fixed amount. So I'm going to say this person is paying rent of $100 every 1 week. Transaction group, I'm going to say it's rent. Just like entering the manual transaction here, we choose the property, we choose the tenant that it belongs to, and we can choose, if we want to, we can put a payment method and a description in there as well. Now something I skipped up here is the last applied date. This automatically gets updated for us. We don't generally need to worry about the last applied date, but if we wanted to, we could actually backdate it. So if we take a look down here, it says the transaction is next scheduled to be applied on this date here, which is 1 week after the last applied date. Now if I go back, I'm going to set it back, I'm going to backdate it, so let's say the 1st of last month. And we'll see that the date that is next scheduled to be applied has been changed automatically. So this is one way we can just backdate it if we want to generate some transactions for last month. But generally we don't need to worry about that. And I'll just press save, and that creates our automatic transaction. Now if we have lots of tenants paying on a regular basis, we would go and create one of these for each of our tenants. Just like if we have multiple different extra fees that we want to create, maybe one per owner, we'd have to go and create one per owner. So once I've done all the setup, created all that automatic extra charges, we can go to the overview screen and we'll see something new has turned up here, automatic transactions. If I just click on that, we can see under automatic income it's got all of these here, and this is the weekly rent from Mr. Smith. You see I backdated it, so there's about a month's worth of transactions now waiting to be applied. So I can just automatically tick that, Now, automatic transactions don't actually automatically get applied 100%. We still have to manually go in there and check that we want to. Like, let's say a tenant actually missed a rent payment somewhere along the line, like maybe this one here. They missed their rent on that week. We've gone and checked our bank statement, it didn't arrive. We can still override it at this point. Once we're happy, we can just push the apply button and all of those transactions get created. Now what it's done is automatically taken us to the cash book screen, and there's all of those transactions created for us. If I just click on one of them, you'll see it's exactly the same as if we'd manually entered those transactions ourselves through the cash book screen. So it's got the income group, the amount, the automatically set the date, the property, the tenant, everything is done for us. If we go back and take a look at the automatic transaction that we created again, you'll see the last applied date's automatically changed. That gets set automatically, so that if we were to come back to the overview screen again, if we take a look at automatic transactions down here, you can see there's none to be applied. But if we came back 1 week from now and we looked at the same screen, there'd be another entry in here waiting to apply that rent. So that's pretty much it. That's automatic transactions.